Welcome to NRJ. My name is Nikki, and this is my recovery journey. If you've never watched a video that I've done, this is just a space that I created to offer strength, hope, and courage to others through my lived experience. Today, I have a very special guest with me, and that is my son, Blake, who is going to offer some of his perspective on his journey through my recovery. So, thank you, Blake. I've been in recovery for almost 3 years. I started this journey after a car accident that involved my kids. After the accident, I realized that change needed to happen. And that's when I took the steps to make that change. I got into treatment. I changed people, places, and things in my life, and I started setting goals to live a different life. I have a special guest with me, my son, Blake, and it was actually your idea to come and speak with me.
Yes, it was.
And why did you have that idea?
Because I wanted to come out and speak of my point of view from what I saw.
I love that. I love that. And now, just to kind of bring everybody back to where it started, when did you notice that there was a change?
When your alcohol addiction started to, rise a lot.
And what did that look like to you?
It made me look at you more scary, and it made me see you that you were not a person to trust.
And I can't imagine how it felt to go from a mom that you did trust and felt really secure with to a mom that you no longer trusted.
Talk about who was in the car with you?
Chase, me, and Mom.
Who was you looking at? You said you was looking at somebody.
Chase, my little brother.
I want you to talk about that. Talk about when you saw Chase. Talk about that.
He was in the back seat. I was turning around. I don't know what I was talking about, but I was talking to him. And as soon as I was done talking, turned right back around, and then it just was dark. Just bam. Just reliving the incident, honestly. Just from when I got into the car and then when I was hit. I remember walking into the car, and then when I was in there, I could immediately smell alcohol, and Mom just was not her, honestly. She felt like a whole different person, honestly. And then it just, I think it was one time when we were at the house and she was drunk, and I could just smell the alcohol. I think, yeah.
How old were you then?
9, 8.
Did you had to guess what it was? Or did you just automatically know?
I didn't. I automatically knew it was alcohol, but I didn't know specifically what it was.
Mm-hmm. Was she different then? Is that the first time you saw her different, or?
No. She had different times where she was. There's a different her. Because it wasn't just with the alcohol. Sometimes it would just be, she one day could be angry, the next day she could be happy. It was like a flip of a switch. One day she could be the happiest person in the world. The next day she could just be angry.
Nick, him talking about that, how does it make you feel hearing him come back to this point?
It's a little hard to hear the pain, but the pain that he felt then, just knowing that I wasn't aware enough to know that's how you were feeling. I was so caught up in my feelings that I did not see the pain or see the fear. So it's really hard to see you go from happy and carefree back to that moment where you felt that fear.
Mm-hmm.
So for me,
When it got too bad, my dad would take me and my little brother and Tyler, right? I think there was one time Tyler he'd take us to his mom's house if it got too bad, when she would drink alcohol and get mad.
So he was your dad was kind of protecting you, trying to protect you from it.
Mm-hmm.
When he was taking to his mom's house, did you know what he was doing? Did you know, okay, he's taking me there because he don't want me to sleep? What's going on with mom?
Yeah, but I also understood that he was also trying to protect us, because
That's what I'm saying.
since she was drunk, her choices were basically unpredictable, and so you don't know like what would happen. So I knew that he took us there so we'd be safer, not be put in front of danger. But sadly, I had no place I could, empty all of it. It was kind of like I had to just throw all my feelings in a bottle, until sometimes it would just, if I put too much in there, it just burst.
And when it burst, what happened?
It just burst of emotions, sadness.
Help me understand that. I mean, so sadness as you were just hid in your room?
Yeah, just crying.
Got it.
And then also just comparing how my family was just all broken apart to others, how, all their families are happy.
Got it.
it's hard. It's hard to know that he was in so much pain and going through this all alone. I felt almost the same, just on a different level. It's like I felt like I was in so much pain and everybody else was so much happier, and I just couldn't get out of the pain. And to know that my pain was causing your pain it's hard to heal, because as moms, we just want to make you happy. We always want to make our kids feel happy and safe, and when we aren't able to do that, it's tough. The reason I wanted to do this was because when I was in rehab, in the treatment center, I felt like when I first got there and was just, I knew I needed a change, but I was angry that I didn't know how to change or what change looked like. I thought maybe the best thing for my kids would be to just not have me.
That's much.
And in the irrational part of my mind, I felt like maybe they would have been better if I just stepped away and just wasn't there. Maybe it'd make it all easier. And I'm glad I didn't, because now I have an amazing relationship with you guys. But in that moment, in the treatment center, in a classroom full of people who've made poor choices and have hurt many people, it's easy to think you're not capable of much more. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I wanted to do this, and the reason that I wanted to speak out, and more importantly, why I wanted to find a space for you to join me to speak out, is because I wanted other parents to know that we can live for our kids. You know, parents are always saying, I would die for you, I would die for you. Comparatively speaking, it's way easier to die for your kid than it is to live with your kid.
Like,
It was hard not, you know, seeing my mom for a while, but at the same time, I knew she was getting taken care of and, you know, was gonna get through the alcohol addiction. It was hard, you know.
whoa, sorry.
Not being able to, you know, talk to her. But after, you know, a while, it was kind of like, okay, you know, I kind of getting used to not being able to hear from her. So, because I know she's like a hard worker and doesn't give up easily. So I know she'll work through it.
That kind of. What is she showing you about the hard work? What part? What have you seen about the hard work?
I've seen determination. She went from struggling and now she's able to at least stabilize herself.
Is it?
I struggled with them not hearing from me. I mean, I went through Thanksgiving, Christmas without seeing them, without seeing, you know, what was going on. And for me, especially since I was missing out on the holidays and I couldn't talk to them and I couldn't send them a letter or anything, I felt like they were probably feeling neglected, like I abandoned them. And it was really hard for me to wrap my head around how I was going to be able to see them for the first time and explain, like, hey, I was really trying to fix myself. And that's why I wasn't here. I just found the fight, I guess. I just decided I had to fight for myself. I had forgotten who I was, and I really wanted it to be the kids. I wanted it to be like I needed to do this for the kids, but if I couldn't believe in myself in the first place, I couldn't do anything for the kids.
That main day that told me that mom was going to be fine, I think, is when my grandma called me and just kind of told me how she was doing. But she said, she said that she misses you and stuff like that. But no, I never got mad. It was just kind of like, it was kind of just like I wish, you know, I could see my mom. Not kind of like I'm mad, like, oh, I wish I just want to see my mom. Like, it's just like one day I'll be able to see my mom again, you know.
Got it. Did you take the role of big brother to help your brother? Is that what kind of got you through a lot? Because you took the role of big brother to help your younger brother?
Yeah. And I still, since I did it so much back then, I still kind of still have that feeling, honestly. But, yeah.
I don't understand. What do you mean you still have that feeling?
I still, like, feel like I have to, like, you know, guide him through and, like, you know.
Actually.
Well, through life.
Yeah. And just
Protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I think it was like when my dad told me, like, I don't know, he said, like, I don't know, like, the exact date, but, like, he said sometime, like, soon, like, mom will be able to have the permission to call. So I was like, you know, I was excited. You know, I was like, yay, I get to talk to my mom again.
When I was still in treatment and I happened to... It was when I was in treatment, and actually it was after my first EMDR session that I was like, I could do this. I could take everything bad that's happened to me and I can change how I look at life from this point. I don't know why it was that session. I remember it vividly. It was the session I had done on my childhood trauma.
Got it.
And after that, something in my brain was just like, if we can conquer this, we can conquer anything. And I just started making the changes one at a time.
So
Years. That's what I would say. You have to face what you're afraid of.
I can't reach kids your age. I can't. It's hard for me to reach kids your age. Only you can reach kids your age. They understand you. So if you had a friend that was going through or went through what you went through, and he came to me and said, "Hey man, I'm going through this too," or my mom is or dad is doing this, what would you say to me?
I'd say like first go to someone you can like talk to someone that you can like trust and be able to like tell your feelings and how everything's going instead of just keeping everything all inside you until it just bursts, like what happened to me when I had no one to talk to. And it's going through something like that. It's a struggle, but I wouldn't say it's like temporary.
I just want to say thank you, Blake, for having the courage to come here and do this with me. It makes me really, really proud.
It is.
I think it's amazing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming to this safe space and allowing me to guide you on your journey. And this is my recovery journey. Thank you for watching. If you've never watched a video that I've done before, this is just a space that I created to offer strength, hope, and courage to others through my lived experience.